Good evening, guys. We're Bronco and Cleo here to let you know it's over. Stay tuned to find out what's over. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Novak News, late night news.
But it's a fresh from a press.
Yes, we've got good news for some and not so good news for others, I guess.
It's a good news, actually. Few things is over. One thing is that COVID-19 has ended on 26th of March 21. One long and challenging year is behind us. Lots of things is going to be changed now, and we hope that we're going to back to normal and standard terms for residential tenancies.
Yeah, so when we say 26th of March, COVID over, what we mean by that in real estate terms, the moratorium is over.
That's
that
right.
Big word, moratorium.
That's right. That's one of biggest words I think that we all learn what it mean, and and it's been represented in a different way and translated in a different terms, isn't it?
Everyone interprets it different, don't they?
Honest did interpret it on a different way till tenants did on their ways. I think whatever was suited for whichever part, if you own a property or if you rent a property.
Yeah, so basically what were we going to say is over? JobKeeper.
JobKeeper is over. And
job
seeker is over, and now it's back to normal and standard terms. And now all tenants that they have experienced hard time and been affected by COVID, that they lost a job, that they income was cut for more than 25%. They had the rights to have some rent deferred or even discounted. Now, after 26th of March, that is been finished, and all rent is going back and should be paid as per tenancy agreement, as per terms before of 29th of the 15th of April 2020. From 15th of April 2020 to 26th of March 21, we have that moratorium period on terminations. Now we can terminate the tenants on a rental arrears, of course, if they can prove that they still affected by COVID, if their income is still not back to normal, or if they lost a job, or if they haven't found another job, then the landlord or tenant should apply to the tribunal and try to find some solution and agreement with the landlords.
But it's not all bad news, is it, Bronco? We have quite a few rental properties at the moment. There's a lot of movement, and with JobKeeper and JobSeeker ending, it's a time where tenants can reevaluate their situation and perhaps downsize, because we do have quite a few properties, like I said, available, and we're here to help at any time anyway.
Of course, when tenants cannot afford the property under current rent or something, we are always here to help and try to find cheaper property or affordable for their current financial situation.
Yeah.
And I think we are all in the same situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it does happen to all of us. Like we all are in some way tenants or owners, but we are in the same situation. But
What
we
if-
are always here to help.
Yeah, definitely here to help. What about all those naughty tenants that unfortunately we sometimes deal with in regards to rent? Does that mean that they can now stay on still at the property? They have to move out if they're not paying rent.
Look, if rent is not paid, there is a transitional period of 6 months that started from 27th of March 21, where tenants and landlords have to find a solution how to pay off all arrears and do payment plan or somehow find a solution how to organize their repayments.
So for those landlords that have been, unfortunately also affected by COVID and, having to, be on JobKeeper, JobSeeker, it also means that they're not stuck with a tenant now that, wasn't affected by COVID.
That's right. And we are all aware that landlords have been already noticed that they received the notice from their banks started 2 months ago, reminding them about their deferred mortgages when they're going to start do repayments for owing mortgage. Then it's the same things with tenants. We have to find a solution how to keep rental payments.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell, isn't it?
That's right.
And so we're back to normality, back to standard notices. So what are those standard notices? The landlord wanting possession back of the property. That still really didn't change much during COVID. It was always 90 days on a periodic, right?
That's right. That hasn't changed, but was the 90 days for tenants if tenants are in arrears, and after 90 days we have to apply to tribunal and get
A court order.
court order for it, or if we cannot organize a repayment plan. But now it's back to 14 days.
14 days for rent arrears. 90 days if an owner wants possession on a periodic, and it's always been 30 days for the sale of the property. Yeah,
that wasn't changed even during the COVID time.
No, so it's mainly the arrears that have changed now.
That's right. Back to normal.
Back to standard. Back to a 14-day notice period. So basically we're all back to normal. All the notices are back to standard legislation. And I think that's pretty much where the newest part of the legislation has come through. Although there was the 6 month period for people that are on a payment plan already.
Transitional measures that will end up on 26th of September 21, and but that's again depend if owners and landlord and tenant find a solution and if they agree on a payment plan. But also if tenant miss 2 payments, if somehow they don't pay, then landlord has a right to terminate
so if the payment plan that was agreed upon, if the tenant defaults on that payment plan, then it's still not 90-day notice, it's still 14-day notice. Back to normal.
Landlord may issue termination notice or apply for the tribunal if termination order if tenant has missed 2 repayments.
Well, that seems fair.
It is.
If you've been given the opportunity of a payment plan, and you need to honour that payment plan. Otherwise, the owner doesn't know either what they're doing and how they're making their repayments.
That's right. And also, I think that on the beginning of COVID, there was a misunderstanding for the owners. Not benefits, but what they can do in a case of if they tenant don't pay a rent, and it's been like owners can defer their mortgages, but no one ever said that actually they would pay interest on deferred mortgages, or where say owners can have some benefits from land tax, but not all owners paying land tax.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
That's right, and that I think that was the biggest issue where when everyone say, oh, but you can actually claim some from your land tax, and I think that about 80% of owners are not paying land tax. If you own one unit, you don't pay a land tax.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yep.
That's exactly right. Well, so good news for landlords and tenants in that we're heading back to normal. Well,
Yep.
Sort of what we can classify normal after this year or so. It's been pretty crazy.
That's right, and I think that really, and I can talk about our agency, that most tenants are being very honest, and we are very thankful for that. That it wasn't any trying to scam the system or milk the system. It was honest people that who really
that's
was
right.
affected by COVID. They came, they provided all their documents, and they were really eligible for JobKeeper, and they had some rent reduction or deferral. But also then we had the tenants who actually changed in their professions, and then they gone from one industry to another. Just they adjusted.
Yeah, they definitely did adjust.
COVID terms, isn't it?
Yeah. Fresh change, fresh job, fresh property even. We've had lots of tenants moving around.
That's
haven't
right.
we?
Yeah. We had someone that they actually had to downsize, but then we had others where they had to find a bigger property because due to working from home, they needed the office space. And I think we all survived, and I think from COVID we learned a lot.
Yeah, definitely lots to take away, especially, living here on the Northern Beaches. We're in a lucky spot, that's for sure.
That's right.
We can see lots of people coming to the area, and other people moving out of the area, but
That's
we'll still
right.
stay put though, won't we, Ronka? We'll still be here.
That's right.
Well, thanks everybody. I think that's pretty much a wrap for tonight.
Yep.
I got out of dinner and bedtime duties tonight, so I'm quite happy to be here.
To stay and chat
Yeah.
even longer. If anyone has any questions,
Totally, yeah, that's right.
just send it to us.
Thanks, Brooke. Brooke said, what good-looking property managers. Property managers, we're a special bunch.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So I think now's the official close. Bye.